the weekly area training call, hosted tonight by myself. 1 week it's Bev, 1 week it's Sue. Ali Groves won't be doing this call for the time being because her team sort of had a discussion and decided they're going to stick to Sunday night, which is great. That's fine. We have more area managers in Sue Cobb's region, so they may join us. We're going up to the area training this weekend, so I'm sure there will be some area managers there that may want to share this call on a Monday night with us. And the more the merrier, because the more we can glean from all different people, the better. Jen Gregory, hopefully, is going to jump on and do a book review with us tonight. I'm going to do some training. Yeah, that's Jen's little thumb there. So I did ask Luke if he could do some training tonight, but he sadly has got his last rehearsal this evening where he's got to return scripts and costumes and stuff. I don't know, those of you that saw him on stage last week, he was amazing. And also, please remember to vote for him. We've got a couple of more days left to vote for Luke. And he could be singing in front of 18,000 people at the MGM Grand. It's just very exciting. So please vote for Luke. Yeah, so my training this evening, have any of you, had the opportunity to listen to Donna Johnson's weekly call? It was, I think, last Saturday's or the Saturday before. Linda Blum Huntington did a call for Donna Johnson. Has anybody heard that already?
No.
Fine, good. So you won't be hearing what you've already heard. But I thought I'd share it with you because it's absolutely fantastic. The name of the call of her training is Sponsor Up Using the Right Vocabulary. And I've made lots of notes about it. And as soon as I listened to her call, I went straight to my Arbonne business page and I completely rewrote my profile because, I don't know if any of you have actually gone into that section on your website, but you can go in and you can write some information about yourself and what attracted you to the business, or you can talk about the products, you can talk about the business, you can talk about whatever you want. You can use it as a platform to say something about yourself, your background, how you got involved in the business. Anyway, I had written my blurb when the website was first designed and came out, and I went straight away and wrote this up for a new lease of life because it just seems to completely make sense to me. And I'm sure you will all feel this is a brilliant way to speak to people about this business. The main challenge for all of us is perhaps, and the hardest challenge is explaining to people what we do, because many people think they know what we do and have an antiquated perspective of what network marketing is. So they're still living in the 70s and the 80s, and we've moved on to the year 2015, 16, and we've got to try and paint this picture for them to get them to understand. But the words that we use is absolutely key. This is not grandma's little lipstick business. And so we're in the business of reframing the entire reputation and perspective of network marketing. So she's put together a glossary, and she's very happy for people to add to it. This document, I think, is going to be going out. I'm sure it'll eventually trickle through to us somewhere, somehow. And she's happy for people to change it and build on it, because as she said, we're living in the 21st century and we're using technology and social media, and we will need to update our language from time to time. But what she says, if people ask her, what do you do? She says, I teach people how to build virtual franchises. Have any of you used that expression before? Okay. So she says, I teach people how to build virtual franchises. And often people will ask, well, what does that mean? And it's true that if people ask you questions, it's much easier to explain our business if we get people asking questions. That really helps us, because otherwise we feel like we're giving a big old monologue. So when you're explaining things to people, make sure you pause and give them time to digest what you're saying, and then come back to you with a question, and then lead on the next information. So I teach people how to build virtual franchises. So I do this by showing people how they can utilize all the technology that's available at our fingertips to build a business much like a retail business, but they can access this online. And then they'll say, right, so what are you selling? What is your product? What is your brand? What is your product? So then she says, well, my business has a couple of different components. Number one is I teach people how they can take an acquisition that they're making every single day in the personal care industry, and I show them how to redirect their spend and buy far superior, safer, vegan, PETA certified products. And at this point, you really want to look at who you're talking to, and is this person a fitness fanatic? Do you think they'll be interested in the nutrition and the Phytosport range? Is this a beautician? Will she be interested in makeup? Is it a mum who wants good skincare for her baby and for herself and her family, etc.? So certified products, PETA certified products from my digital storefront that's connected to the cloud and goes home to our warehouse in Irvine, California, or you can say Northampton if you're in the UK. If you're talking to somebody in Australia, make it relative to those people. The second component to my business is that if somebody wants to build a business, I teach them to become a professional network marketer like myself, and I teach them how to build virtual franchises. So those are the things that we need to start saying. And I really agree that we need to start using this terminology, virtual franchise. It gets people excited because you're not saying it's a home-based business. You're talking about, you're not just saying, oh, I have a web-based business. It's actually a franchise. People can start to picture that more as a business thing, and it's reframing, exactly as she said, it's reframing the whole reputation of network marketing. Then she goes on to explain, this is the next sort of section of what you can say. I am an intrapreneur. An intrapreneur was a phrase that was coined in the, she does say it on the call, and I can't remember when it was, but it was something like in the 70s when the internet came out. This is somebody who owns their own business under the pre-existing infrastructure of another company that takes all the risks and provides all the services. So Arbonne do my research and development, my accounting, my manufacturing, warehousing, shipping, branding, and production, everything need from the network. And I teach people how to access my distribution systems, my digital storefront, by showing people how to go online, go shopping, and get discounts. It's called intellectual distribution. And then she goes on to say, so I'm building an asset that is willable from the second level of management in Arbonne, in my company. I teach people how to build an asset of their own so that they too can receive the benefits of a residual income. And this business can offer an exit strategy, a financial B plan, and you can build it alongside your existing commitments until it becomes your A plan, because it's completely flexible. She didn't say that exactly, but that was just me kind of adding to it. Now, this section I kind of put in, as your network grows, you will see she does say this, she touches on this, you will see the exponential effect of compounding. So if you double a penny every day for 31 days, and by day 15, that penny is £163. However, on the 30th day of the month, that penny is over 5 million. So therefore, on the 31st day of the month, it's close to 11 million. Hence, this is my line, compounding was considered by Albert Einstein to be the eighth wonder of the world. And this is why network marketing is the business of the 21st century. So this is a business in a box. And then that's it, really. I mean, she goes on, she talks a little bit more, and it's great listening to Linda because she's very rock and roll. She sounds just like Sue Cassidy. I think they're good friends, and they've got nice, warm, relaxed voices, and they're very savvy. And she's also like, she never thought she would do network marketing. She's a songwriter, and yet she's obviously meeting with and rubbing shoulders with very successful business people all the time. So for her to give this advice, I think absolutely take it on board, because she knows what she's talking about. She's meeting people who want to hear this kind of language, and that means you're sponsoring up, so we're not saying to people, well, I just the comparison might be, I'm a network marketer, and basically what I do is I do workshops, I introduce people to the products, and if they're interested in the products, then that's great. They get a 25%, they get a 15% discount if they join as a preferred client. But if they want to join the business, I can show them how to do workshops and da-da-da-da-da-da. That's kind of the nitty-gritty, but showing them the potential of the bigger picture is what is going to excite people who you would consider to be sponsoring up. People who are already successful business people who are looking for time freedom because they work so hard to make the money that they're earning, those perhaps the wealthier, more successful people. You want to have people in your business that work hard, that aren't afraid to work hard, that want to find ways to money to enable their lifestyle. And those people need language that isn't flowery, that isn't sort of emotional, that, you make such good in business, this is the thing to me, it's completely changed my life. Yes, that's important, but you need to cut to the chase and be business line. You need to understand that the power of this opportunity is so real. It's so now. They've got to understand that it's now. And I think using words like virtual franchise and intellectual distribution and so on, those sort of words and terminology are very effective. So that's really it from Linda and myself. And I've been reading a great book. Who's read the How to Influence People, What to Say and How to Influence People, How to Make Friends and Influence People? You have to read.
I've read it.
Oh, so it's such a great book. So I really recommend that. But Jen's going to now share with us. I don't know which book she's doing. Jen, are you there? So thank you for everyone for listening to my training. I'd like to pass you on now to the lovely Jen Gregory.
Hello.
The Executive District Manager.
Soon to be nation.
Soon to be nation.
Okay, so I'm doing a book which is something that I don't have a copy of. I actually have it on an Audible version, so I can't show you what it looks like tonight. But it's called Jab, 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 Right Hook, and it's by Gary Vaynerchuk. His surname is spelled Vaynerchuk. What he actually means by jab, 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 right hook is give, 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 ask, but that just didn't make a good title for a book. So he went with that instead. So the book is all about social media, which is obviously something that's huge in our businesses and something that I quite enjoy myself. And what he says in the book is basically, if you have an online business and you want to grow an online business, you need to know everything about social media. I'm sorry I'm wearing a hoodie tonight. I'm really embarrassed.
Good.
I've been really poorly, so I'm just like, right.
Just block the screen. We don't want to look at you.
Yeah. What he means by so what he's trying to say is that you need to know everything. It's critical that you know everything about social media. And as an entrepreneur, you should know exactly how to use a social media, how to work it to your advantage, and you should basically know what your strategy is going to be around social media. So you've got to remember as well that by being an entrepreneur of your own business, everything you do on social media is completely relevant to what you're doing in your business. So you've just got to be wary of that as well. So it basically says, I've just taken some quotes from it. If you plan on doing anything great today, you better understand how social media works. So that's
if you
basically
plan what, Jen?
If you plan on doing anything great today, you better understand how social media works.
Right, yeah.
What he's saying there is, if you don't know how social media works, then you're not going to do anything great, essentially. These days, everything you do is fed back onto social media. It's just the way of the 21st century. And he basically says about focusing on strategy. So within strategy, people kind of take tactics as strategy, whereas they're not. So one tactic could be, let's see. So looking at what somebody's going to type into Google that might bring them to your business page. So somebody might say, looking for a home-based business. So everybody that puts a YouTube video on will then type in how to start a home-based business and title their video how to start a home-based business. So there is 100 million videos called how to build a home-based business. But that doesn't work. That doesn't work because you are asking for something. So the whole point of the book is giving. So if you're the person that is showing how to give and give 100 times, then when you do ask for something, you're going to get a better response. So let's have a think about this. So if you look at these days, you look at social media, you scroll down your newsfeed on a daily basis, and you'll see people asking for stuff like GoFundMe on buying my grandma a new washing machine, or GoFundMe on my fun run. And you do scroll past them naturally because it's something we see every day now. We see, heartbreaking stories, but all of a sudden they don't become as heartbreaking anymore because they're just so regular, and they don't have such a great impact. And what it says is 20 years ago, before social media existed, would you go up to some random person in the street and say, hi, excuse me, my grandma needs a new washing machine. I was just wondering if you could donate towards that new washing machine for her. You wouldn't do it, would you? It's just an unknown thing. You'd be embarrassed and feel stupid for doing it. So why do we find it so okay to do it on social media? And the reason for that is because we're just so disattached from the real world now because of social media. So what it's saying is we need to get back into the real world. We need to start giving again, because people want, so it's like putting a book review on YouTube and not asking for anything at the end of it, not asking somebody to go to your webpage or to call you or to join your business or to buy the book through your affiliate link. It's just giving them that book review and that useful information, and then eventually asking for something, but eventually. Or what will happen is people will start coming to you because your expert advice and knowledge drives them to want to do business with you. So people will start emailing you in return. And it's such an interesting book because I never really thought about it in that way. Like, I don't give people enough to make them want to do something for me. Like, I ask them to do a party for me or a workshop or come to my business event or whatever, but I'm not giving them anything to make them want that. I'm not giving them my expertise enough, and kind of showing them that road and making them want to ask for it. So it's quite interesting, and that's what our strategy has to be. And it's really hard to explain without you actually reading the book. So I highly recommend you buy. I'm asking you to go buy Jab, 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 Right Hook, and just give it a go and see what you think. And I really think you'll enjoy it.
Jen, where did you hear about the book? Who recommended it to you?
It was online. I found it because I was looking for more social media books. I was talking to Bev about it the other day, where I was saying I just wasn't clued up enough on how to utilize LinkedIn.
Yeah.
And I realized that I was coming up with a lot of tactics, but not enough strategy. And I just wasn't thinking about, I think we always forget that at the end of every post, there's a human being, and we forget that sometimes. And we've just got to remember that there are humans that have feelings associated to them, and they will essentially have feelings towards us and what we say. So we need to bring that back to life. And it was such a wake-up call for me and my business on how we do things. So hopefully that's useful. It's not telling you much now, but let me know if you do read it. You can get it online.
$19.99.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
I've just posted it. Sorry, Lynn.
No, it's all right. I'm just looking at Amazon. $19.99.
I know it's out of stock at the moment as well.
It's worth every penny.
Is
it not on Audible?
No, it's on Kindle.
Oh, maybe that's where I got it.
$12.99 on Kindle.
How much?
$12.99 on Kindle.
That's okay for a book.
So fine.
Oh, it'll make millions, Eden. Think about the return on investment.
And it's tax deductible. Thank you, Jen. That is fantastic. Okay, and just with the Dale Carnegie, just to finish the call tonight, and then anybody else, if you want to add anything, I'm just getting through the first chapter, but and being negative, and it's about don't criticize. Always praise people. You'll never get what you want out of people if you criticize them. And so that goes in every area of your life. So practice every day. Get that book because it's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so does anybody want to add anything before we finish tonight? We've got Ian's call in half an hour.
I'd just like to say something, please. Jen, thanks for I've heard of Gary Vaynerchuk. He's on Facebook a lot, isn't he? Advertising, doing videos and everything. And as we know, one of the sort of like up and coming methods of reaching out to people now is going to be video marketing. And I connected up with somebody last week in Australia who, a guy called Dan Angel, and I had a girl from his office call me and talk me through how to actually promote your business and how to get into the video marketing side of things. So they've got a whole load of tutorial videos, etc. Since then, a guy has contacted me from Australia who does is it Robert Maxwell? No, he's the one that died, isn't he? No, John. Here's the book. It's John Maxwell, isn't it? And this guy, he actually teaches the Maxwell way. And so he's suggesting that a group of us get together and they will coach us. So I don't know if that's of any interest. It sounds really interesting to me. So, Ian, I'll send you the details.
Yeah.
If you want it. And then perhaps we can do a group webinar. But obviously he's in Australia, so it's going to be a difficult timing thing. Because it needs to be our early morning and their late night. So
there's a guy that I follow as well on Facebook. I'm on his emailing list.
Who's that?
Same thing. I haven't. Hold on a second. Where is he?
Well, this guy is called Paul Moody, and I've met him on LinkedIn a while ago. But he's only just started talking, so that's quite interesting. But coming back to your point, Jen, I totally agree with you because I've been networking a lot, and what I found is that there's a lot of people wanting to get something out of you, and you in effect are wanting to get something out of them. So it's kind of loggerheads all the time. So I took a step back about 6 months ago, and I just thought, you know what, I can't do this because I was spending more money on their services and not actually getting anything back because they were obviously more savvy at it than me. I mean, the way I thought about it was the fact that, well, actually, I do want to buy this, I do want to buy that, and I'd much rather buy from somebody I know than go out to a shop anymore. So it suited me, but it kind of made me realise that in order to network, successfully, you do need to give. And the other night I went to a network meeting, and one that I go to a lot. And as I walked in the room, I was introduced by this key person to 2 people who I'd introduced during the course of that week to 4 other people for the benefits of their business. So I was introduced to these people because I'd not actually met them in person. And it like really hit me in the face. Within an hour, I thought, do you know what? I've helped 7 people tonight in this room to really help their businesses move forward. And I felt really good about myself. And I thought, you know what? This is the way to do it. This, you know, I'm always doing this anyway. I just find it comes naturally to me. It always has. But I do know that you know, what goes around comes around. And I think if you focus on giving and helping and connecting other people within your group, you will ultimately obviously benefit yourself. And for me now, I'm not even going to go into a room thinking about introducing people to Argon, because it just backfires on you, because straight away their thing goes up and they just think, oh God, she's trying to sell to me, and that's it, you've lost her.
But I think that's another reason why to go out globally with social media and YouTube, because that way people are watching you, and if you get it right, like we're talking about with the jab right, and you get your product right, you get you right, because that's what they're buying. They're buying you, they're seeing you.
And if they don't see you as pushing a product or a service, but giving video instructions or whatever else.
Well, I think that's why you have to make it entertaining. You have to make it entertaining, because no one's going to sit there and listen to you saying, well, this cream has got this in it and this cream does this and da-da-da-da-da. You've got to make it look nice. It's got to sound nice. It's got to be entertaining. It's got to be a bit funny. It's got to have a bit of this and a bit of that. So I think personally, I'm absolutely on that journey. I want to develop the online YouTube. And also when you look at people's things on YouTube and you see the posts underneath, there's a community building there, whether they mean to be a community or not. They start to interact and watch each other's posts and read each other's things, and that's going to garner interest into, you know, if you say something that is of interest to somebody, whether you're looking at a pop band or, you know, a girl doing makeup or a cookery show or whatever it is, you want to be getting onto those YouTube places and making comments on other people's videos, like that are giving, that are intelligent, that are provocative in a positive way, to get people to want to listen to what you have to say.
But I have to say that this is no different from where we were at like 10 years ago, and Eric Worre has always been a big promoter of the fact that if you're offering up, you know, a book and a video, and you're offering these like snippets that people can take away for free, then that's the best way to build your business. I think it was actually Don Failer, wasn't it, that said that they only ever would introduce somebody to the business and then they would give them a free video. And that's how he built that massive 1 million person downline, was on free giveaways of videos about what the company can do. And I think we've lost sight of that somewhere down the line, because I think you know, it's all turned full circle again, and a 3-minute promotional video by Eric Worre every day is what people want to plug into. So
well, it's easy.
Get really good at videos.
It's easy for people as well. It's so accessible. It's something your own. You don't have to rely on anybody, you know. And the world is such a big place, and you know, we've got to make use of that rather than constantly relying on the people in our immediate circles, people at work and the people who live down the road. You know, get out there, get out.
I think the sooner you get into
the guys,
market, the better, to be fair.
Cold market.
Just the last point. If you want some quick tips, Ashley Stone on YouTube is phenomenal. She's a regional vice president. I'm not sure if she's Australia or in America. I'm not very good with accents.
I think so.
But she's got some fantastic short clips, like top 10 tips on growing your business, how to talk to a prospect. Really quick videos, and they're fantastic. So really recommend her. Yeah,
brilliant. Thank you, Jen. Okay. So guys, really grateful for all of you being on here tonight. We will see you next Monday with some incredible motivational information from the area retreat. I'm so excited about. Have you been before, Sue?
Yes, yes, I have. Yes.
Okay, it's not your. Is this your second?
It's my
Your
second.
Your second. So yeah, my first. I'm very excited. All right. Okay, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elin.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.